Why, hello there, little one. I'm going to tell you what happens when you die. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mommy says I can't talk to strangers. Well, the law says I can't talk to jailbait, and here we are. Jokes aside, I do not render services to jailbaits. Jailbait is a legit legal term, right? I'm pretty sure jailbait is like an actual legal term. And if it's not, I'm gonna need a new attorney. Anyways, on to the topic of the video. So, there's a lot of variety to what can happen when you Damn it! I've shot this 4 times and can't keep a straight face. Okay, there's a massive amount of variety in what can happen to a person when they die. And I can only give you the tip of the iceberg. But there are many other black magicians who can give you other pieces of the puzzle of what can happen to a person when they die. Now, your goal as a black magician is to become so fucking badass that nothing gets to decide what happens when you die. And if you can't escape a great deity choosing what happens when you die, then you'll want to be badass enough they put you in a desirable place. So if you die unworthy, you have to reincarnate and try again. And that's not such a bad thing. Your soul has many lessons to learn. And if it's not your time to transcend, then it's not your time to transcend. I choose not to believe that this universe is a prison. It was fucking... Okay. It was in Hamlet where Hamlet said something like, I could live in a nutshell and count myself a king. Or Charles Manson, prison's all in your mind, can't you see I'm free? Like, if you think you live in a prison, you're a fucking prisoner, bro. Like, if that's what you choose to manifest, have fun in the clink. Which is probably where I'm going to wind up if I don't get a new fucking attorney. I'm starting to have second thoughts. But if you're worthy, you transcend. I know there's this being known as Satanist, the one true king of demons, who told me that he's the one who plucks people from the eternal Azoth and thereby grants them independent existence or immortality, as black magicians call it, self-deification, as some call it. But then again, that could be an oversimplification of how transcending the cycle of reincarnation works. The one true king of demons will, according to him, remove you from the eternal Azoth if you're dope enough when you die. Then again, that could be a small piece of a puzzle of how transcending the cycle of reincarnation works. There could be way more to it. Of course, there are many different punishment planes in the afterlife that you could unfortunately wind up dwelling in. For example, there's one known as... Fuck, I never asked what it was called. Okay. There's this one plane, which is ruled by a Japanese death god known as Yama. And this is a punishment plane for those who persecute witches in this life. Now there's another punishment plane which is located inside the core of the earth. And I call it purgatory. I have heard one of Hecate's spirits, the same spirit who told me about the punishment plane I mentioned before this one, that Yama rules. That spirit called this plane Hell, which technically just means a hidden realm. Basically, that is where you go when you are both worthy and unworthy. Now, strangely enough, you can actually be, as a living magician, initiated through purgatory. I was initiated through purgatory myself. It was an interesting experience. Got eaten alive, which is a good thing. It's a traditional shamanic symbol of initiation. There's also the nothing. Now, the nothing is where you go when you are between worthy and unworthy. According to the Spider Queen. The Spider Queen told me that. A lot of this information was channeled to me by really badass mediums. Like, I'm conducting the seance, they're doing the channeling, as opposed to occasions where I'm doing the channeling. Now, the nothing is different from the void. And I know a lot of magicians think that the void is the same as the abyss. And I do completely understand why many people have that misconception. But I have killed for less. Really, if you want to call the abyss the void, that's your fucking prerogative. Like, it's just an English word. Like, for a thing that probably shouldn't be described in a human language, if it is to be best described. But in my mind, the void is that pure chaos that lies beyond the Cliffoth, beyond the Transcapothic veils, beyond the Transcapothic labyrinth. It's the very pure, formless chaos. And of course, the Cliffoth is not too far removed from the pure, formless chaos where it lies. But there is more than one abyss in Kabbalah. There's Doth, and then there's Ein, or Ain, which is the first Transsephirothic veil. Now, since Ain and Tohu, which is the first or highest Transcapothic veil, are technically two different regions of the same thing, that would mean Tohu is the third abyss. After all, these terms are imprecise. But yeah, there's a lot of variety in what can happen when you die. And if you are sufficiently devoted to the Abrahamic deity, there is indeed a realm ruled by Jehovah where you can dwell. Fuck. I wouldn't want to go there. If you're a servant and a slave in this life, you think it's going to be that much better when you get up there? Like, you're going to the realm with the god who won't even show you what he fucking looks like. But hey, that's just my coven gnosis. Anyways, that's all for now. Have a great night and enjoy your immortality. Check out the links in the description below to get a little more VK in your life.